Hello friends, I am Anshuman from Radiance Academy and welcome to our YouTube channel Radiance Knowledge Box. Today we are going to learn about the nervous system and more specifically about the structure of neuron. So now, what do you mean by the neuron? Neurons are the basic building blocks of the nervous system. I bet you have played with the Lego sometime. They're just like the small Lego blocks which make up your dream toys. Now everyone has a pet name, so does the neuron. The neurons are also called as nerve cells. The neurons make up the brain, spinal cord and other such nerves. When you play your video games, you are able to make instant moves and decisions because of your brain and spinal cord, or more specifically, your neurons which make them. So the next time you get a chicken dinner in PUBG, please thank your neurons. Neuron, its structure. So neuron is made up of three parts: a cell body, also known as cyton or perikaryon, secondly the dendrites, and lastly the axon. Cell body. So the cell body is just like any other cell. It has a nucleus surrounded by a cytoplasm. But it has one exception. The cell body lacks in centrosomes. And because it lacks in centrosomes, the neurons have lost their ability to divide. So let us learn a little more about cell division. So cell division takes place in two parts. First is the karyokinesis and secondly the cytokinesis. Karyokinesis meaning splitting up of the nucleus and cytokinesis meaning splitting up of the cytoplasm. During cytokinesis, the cytoplasm splits. So, when the cell division takes place, the centrosomes move to the opposite poles and they form spindle fibers. These spindle fibers attach themselves to the chromosomes which are arranged in the middle part of the nucleus, and then these spindle fibers shorten in length, pulling the chromosomes to the respective poles. After this, cytokinesis takes place and the parent cell divides into two distinct daughter cells. So you can imagine that if the centrosomes were absent, what would happen? Exactly. The same takes place with neurons. Dendrites. Dendrites are the branched cytoplasmic projections of the cell body. Compare them with the branches of a peepal tree, many in number. Their primary function is to conduct nerve impulses to the cyton. So you can watch the direction of the nerve impulse at the end of this slide. Axon. So axon is like a dendrite which has grown long. In terms of a tree, you can compare it to the trunk of its tree. There is an insulating sheath which covers the axon called the myelin sheath. Now you may ask me, why the myelin sheath? So, in a nerve, many neurons are bundled together and hence axons come in close contact with each other. Now you don't want a nerve impulse to jump from one axon to another wrong axon. If this happens, your nervous system may get into a mess. Hence the myelin sheath plays an important part in this. It insulates the axon and hence prevents the nerve impulse from passing from one axon to other. It is just like the colored insulator which surrounds the electric wires and prevent you from getting a shock. Now a protective covering covers the myelin sheath, which is also called as neurolemma. Gaps in the myelin sheath are called as nodes of Ranvier. Don't strain your eyes, guys. Yes, that's Ranveer Singh. This is a tip from us so that you can remember the name nodes of Ranvier. The axon ends with axon endings or axon terminals. The tips of these axon terminals are swollen into bulbs. And guys, do you know what is stored in these bulbs? Yes, That's neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters like acetylcholine or dopamine, to name a few. Gaps between axon terminals and dendrites are called as synapses. So, the neuron when passes through, my mistake. So, when a nerve impulse travels through the neuron, it takes place in two different phases. First, it travels as an electrical impulse from the dendrites to the axon terminals, but when it passes through the synapse, it travels through a chemical impulse through the neurotransmitters. I hope you guys like this video. If you want to learn more about the nervous system, please stay tuned to Radiance Knowledge Box. And don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.